Hey guys, hope you're all doing good. This will be a quick little video, our first video homework assignment. And this is what we're going to do in class tomorrow. Talk about independent and dependent variables or statements or sentences and things like that. Just basically knowing the difference between independent and dependent. Alright, and some of you should already know kind of what's going on, and you'll see what we're talking about. Just think about the words independent and dependent. Independent, stands alone. It doesn't depend on anything. It's by itself. It doesn't need anything else. It is independent. Dependent, on the other hand, depends on something. It needs something. Okay, it's whatever that statement is. It depends on something else. So it is dependent. This little activity is just a matching activity, and it's broken down on the left side here. You have the independent statements. So I'll scroll down and you can kind of see them. And on the right side are the dependent statements. And it's matching. So they're scrambled, and you have to match, okay, which dependent statement goes with the independent statement. So we'll just do a couple on the video, and we'll finish this in class tomorrow, and we'll talk and discuss this more. But the independent variable, okay, let's look at the first one. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to read the independent statement, and then I'm going to read the dependent statements and see which one has to do with that independent statement. So here we go. The number of used aluminum cans you collect. So you collected aluminum cans. Okay. Now let's look at the dependent statements. The first one says the number of dollars refunded to you. Okay, that could have something to do with it because aluminum cans you collect, that could have to do with money refunded to you. Let's look at the other ones, see if there's anything better. Price of pizza, no. Altitude of opponent football, no. Height, no. Grade in algebra, no. Diameter balloon, the number of friends. None of these other ones are really related. So just looking here, yeah, I think the best one is the first one. So the number of used aluminum cans you collect and the number of dollars refunded to you. So the dependent statement is the number of dollars. And see how this works. The amount of money that I get for the aluminum cans depends on the number of cans I collect. So these two right here, let me grab a little line. These two right here are connected. The number of dollars refunded to you depends on how many cans you collect. All right, let's do the next. We'll do a couple more and that'll be it. How steep a hill you're going up. Okay, that has nothing to do with pizza or football or the height. Grade in algebra, no. No. Friends around you, no. Maximum speed your car will go. Okay, that could be related to a hill you're going up. My phone's going crazy. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's going to do the maximum speed your car will go. That depends. So how fast your car will go depends on depends on how steep a hill you're going up. Again, those two are connected. The maximum speed your car will go depends on how steep a hill you are going up. How steep a hill you are going up, that's independent. That doesn't matter as far as how fast your car will go. That's independent. That's not changing. What will change and what is affected by how steep the hill is how fast your car will go. If it's a really steep hill, your car can't go as fast. All right, let's do one more example. The number of seconds since a football was kicked, okay, and then the altitude of a punted football. I'm thinking those have to do with each other since we're talking about football and there's nothing else talking about football, so let's think about it. Independent statement. The number of seconds since a football was kicked. So the time after somebody kicks a ball. And then the dependent is the altitude of a punted football. So how high, altitude, that's how high, that's height from the ground. how high a football is dependent on how long it's been since the football was kicked. If you just kick the ball, its altitude's not very high. A few seconds later, the altitude will be pretty high, and then after a certain amount of time, the altitude's going to be back down to 0. So the altitude of a football, how high the football is, depends on the number of seconds since the football was kicked. Okay, those are just a few examples. We'll finish these up tomorrow and work on them and continue talking about independent and dependent statements. Hope you all have a good evening. Talk to you all tomorrow. See you.